Texas League Baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. Would like to welcome you into the live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. And now, here is the star of the show, Johnny Baker. Well, thank you there, Bobby. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you into the live broadcast of Game 5 of our 6-game set between the visiting San Antonio Missions and your Frisco RoughRiders. Well, tonight after the ball game, sit back, relax, and enjoy the best fireworks show courtesy of the Frisco RoughRiders. Two teams conclude one last time tomorrow evening. Our first pitch at 7:05 as these two ball clubs will say farewell after tomorrow evening's game. And so far, see you all again next year between these two. Missions head home. They take on the visiting Northwest Arkansas Naturals in a 6-game set. And then it'd be off to Springfield to take on the Springfield Cardinals. Missions return home for one more homestand as they take on the Midland Rockhounds in a 6-game set. And whoa, what is going on? Sounds like the fire sensor's going off. Yeah, I know. It feels like they need to change the batteries on those. Well, most likely, yeah. Oh, there we go. I guess they just do some normal tests on those smoke detectors, but, well, anyway, after that, we'll head to Amarillo for our last 6-game set of the 2026 regular season. And so far, that does it for the Texas League season. Playoff rounds will get ready to go as our 4 finalists, Frisco, Amarillo, Tulsa, and Arkansas, will be ready to get things underway with that playoff round. Well, then it'll also be the championship series round as 2 teams will battle it out for this year's Texas League title, and so far pretty good. Well, anyway, we are now getting into the pregame show. I'm joined in the booth by my partner and friend, Bob. How you doing there, Bobby? Doing good there, Johnny. How are you? I am doing good. And so far, hope everybody else is doing good on this beautiful Saturday night. And so far, I got to say, it is a pretty good night. And yeah, so let's get going with it. So last night, San Antonio held a 1-run ball game win against the Frisco RoughRiders. And I got to say, Friday night baseball, that was really good between San Antonio and Frisco. And to tell you one thing, the game itself, well, let's go for it. Top half of the second inning, San Antonio scored in 2 runs. It was a 2-1 ball game. And then the third inning, it was 3-1. And then Frisco scored in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and it was a 3-2 ball game. Nothing really changed after that half inning as we went top of the 6th through the bottom half of the 9th innings. And I got to say, no more runs came in across the score on any of those last 4 innings. And so far, San Antonio held up their defense really good, despite the fact Frisco would take the loss and San Antonio most definitely took the W. Well, that is for sure, Johnny. It was a pretty good ball game, and so far, well, hope that San Antonio will take another tonight. Well, we'll see. Well, anyway, we're just about set to go for the top half of the first inning for the San Antonio Missions. So we take you now downstairs on this beautiful Saturday evening. And so far, yeah, a lot of fans starting to pile in. Got a full house tonight because everybody's looking forward to the fireworks show after this one here tonight. And so far, going to be a pretty interesting evening. Well, Leandro Lopez, a right-handed starter, is on the mound for the RoughRiders. What do we know about him, Bobby? 96 on a four-seam, curveball, changeup, and a sinker to his scouting report. And by golly, that 96, you better watch out because he could really come right at you. Shortstop is Francisco Acuna as he leads it off for San Antonio. Flying Chanclas and RoughRiders. That one outside is 1 ball and no strikes. Underway here tonight. Our first pitch at 7:07. 2 minutes late. Not too shabby, but evidently pretty good. That one down and outside, 2-0. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one is a high pop-up, straightaway right field. And that is out number 1. Well, with that, let's give our visitors their starting lineups. The San Antonio Missions, Acuna, Roberts, Murphy, Sanabria, Carpathios, Dungan, Wells, Linares, and Castagnon rounded out for the San Antonio Missions. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in. Beautiful evening, right, Bobby? Yeah, gotta say, blue sky. Sun fixing to set within a little while from now. And the pitch. That one ricochet foul, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count, and here's the pitch. That one is lofted high in the air, deep. That is carrying up to the warning track as the right fielder tracks it down for out number 2. Geez, tell you one thing there, Johnny. He really had the eyes on it. Yeah, he sure did. In now, Kai Murphy. Here's the pitch. And that one foul, 0-1. Well, Frisco stays home after Sunday's game. They take the off day. Wichita comes to town to take on the RoughRiders. San Antonio heads home to take on Northwest Arkansas. That one high fly in the air, and that will be in the count now, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Kai Murphy. Here's the pitch to him. Ooh, ouch. That got him. And that is the first batter he blunked. And now that'll put a runner now at first base. That one fouled off, 0-1. First baseman Romeo Sanabria to the plate now for San Antonio. Just gotta really think how hard that would be just to get hit. That one right there. He goes to second for the force out and ends the half inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on for San Antonio. We go bottom of the first inning. Frisco coming to bat right after these messages. Left-hander Omar Cruz is on the mound now for San Antonio. ERA 4.91 to the starter with a whip 1.91. 5 strikeouts, 27.8 percentage in strikeout rates with a 16.7% in the walk rates. Right fielder is Yaisen Morabel as he comes in to lead off the bottom half of the first inning for Frisco. And here is the pitch, is right there and in for a strike. It's 0-1. And Frisco underway for their bottom half of inning number 1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that one is in for a cold strike, 0-2. I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. Saturday Night Baseball live and on the air here on the show. High in the air, and that one is carrying up to the right fielder, Carpathios. He runs it down for out number 1. With that, let's give the starting lineups for Frisco tonight. Morabel, Cook, Chavez, Guerrero, Scott, Jones II, Lee Sang, Brock, and Hardy rounded out for the Frisco RoughRiders. Second baseman, Casey Cook, coming in. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's in for a strike, 0-1. One down, nobody on here in this half inning. The pitch is high in the air, up to the foul grounds. Nate Mondu under it, makes the grab, and that's out number 2.
Batting third baseman, Frenier.
Well, that'll bring in Frenier Chavez as he comes in, ready to go. That one foul, 0-1. Great crowds we have here tonight here in Frisco. Yeah, as always there, Johnny. Always good to see the crowds continuing to pile in here at tonight's game. Full house for a fireworks show. Uh-huh. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count now to Chavez. And that one is pelted deep to left field, and that one's carrying. It is gone. Home run for Frisco for Frenier Chavez. And the RoughRiders will take a 1-0 lead. Boy, and they really came to hit the ball here tonight. Man, I tell you one thing. That was an absolute beauty as he swung, hit that ball as hard as he could, but he got it right on the screws. 423 foot with 103.9 exit velocity. What's that right there? Pretty good. And now here is Pablo Guerrero as he takes that one and swings right up to the center field area for a base hit. Boy, Frisco losing that 3-2 last night, trying to come back and hopefully win here tonight. That one inside for a strike, 0-1. Left fielder Quincy Scott now at the plate. Here's the 0-1 offering. That one is a high pop-up, straightaway center. And that ends the half inning. Well, the solo shot gets them on the board early. A run on 2 hits, no errors. And they leave one on. As we go now to the second inning, the RoughRiders out in front. It's 1-0 early on.
Leading off, right fielder.
Right fielder is Braden Carpathios as he'll lead it off for San Antonio. And here's the pitch. That one high in the air. That one is carrying foul, 0-1. Top of the second inning here in Frisco. And that one's going to be high in the air. Up to right field, that's out number 1.
Batting sixth, third baseman, Clay Dungan.
Well, the third baseman is Clay Dungan as he comes in. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one foul, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Well, thinking that Midland has the 6 games there in Amarillo and then go to Corpus Christi right after that. And then come back home and take on Tulsa after that 6-game series. Most definitely have to look on that. Yes, they do. Now, San Antonio being in Springfield, Frisco going to Northwest Arkansas. Here's pitch. That one high pop up straight away. Up to short. They take it for out number 2.
Batting seventh, the designated hitter.
Well, that'll bring up the designated hitter, Cassian Wells. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. That one bloopered right to the pitcher, right to first in time. Ends the half inning. Nothing doing here as we hit for the bottom of 2. Frisco out in front, 1-0. All right, set to go for the bottom of the second inning. Here's designated hitter Keith Jones the second, as he gets ready to go for Frisco. The pitch is high fly in the air, straight away out of play, foul, 0-1. Well, as we look at August 25th, Tulsa at Midland, Arkansas at Wichita, San Antonio at Springfield, Corpus Christi at Amarillo, Frisco at Northwest Arkansas. That's where everybody will be on August 25th. And right there, called third strike as Keith Jones II has been struck out by Omar Cruz. And that will be the strikeout. First one for Omar. And here is Marcus Lee Sang as he comes in. Will take a strike. It's 0-1. Lee Sang was pretty good as one of them nights for Frisco. He walked off the game-winning run. And was that Wednesday night? I think it was. Well, okay then. We'd have to go back through this series and we'll find out. That one is out number 2 as he gets his second strikeout. Marcus Lee Sang struck out by Omar Cruz. That's his second strikeout on the mound for San Antonio. Julian Brock now up to the plate now. No balls, 1 strike, and here is the windup and the pitch. That one is high fly in the air and right to the shortstop, Francisco Acuna, to get that one out. No runs hit to Rivers and nobody left on for the RoughRiders. Third inning coming up, and they lead it by 1. Oswaldo Linares will lead off the third for San Antonio when we come back here in this one. Well, we go to the third inning for San Antonio right now on the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Well, up now to bat is Oswaldo Linares as he comes in. Wind up and the pitch by Leandro Lopez. He's on the heel for Frisco. 1 ball, no strikes to count. And the pitch. That's a high pop up straightaway shortstop. And that is out number 1.
Batting ninth, second baseman, number 94.
Well, that'll bring in Marcos Castañon as he gets ready to go. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one high fly in the air up to the left field area. Well, the ball nearly hit the ground. And so far, that could have been an easy base hit for San Antonio. Little stuttery as usual. Shush it, Bob. Right there, ground ball. Right to third and into first. In time, that ends the half inning. Well, nothing doing here. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on. As we are 3.5. Frisco up in front. It's 1-0. Well, we go half of the bottom of the third right now. The Riders Baseball Network. Theo Hardy, the shortstop, coming in. 9-1-2 due up against Omar Cruz. That one down and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 offering. And that one fouled off. Count now at 1-1. But I'll tell you one thing. Now we're down to the final few weeks of this baseball season. And as we get into the series against Northwest Arkansas, that's when the last 4 weeks will start. 2-1, here it is, and that's in for a strike. It's 2-2 after he went down swinging. The last 4 teams for San Antonio this year: Northwest Arkansas, Springfield, Midland, and Amarillo.
Now batting, right fielder.
And so far, yeah, that will complete the year of 2026 here in this one. Right fielder is Yaisen Morabale as he comes in. 1 man down, nobody on. That one high in the air, foul. Hits the base of the wall. Here's the 0-1 offering. And that one foul. 0-2 knockout punch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's through for a hit. And Frisco have another runner on base. So far, pretty good for Yaisen Morabale as he gets on. That one yanked foul. 0-1. 0-1 pop out by second baseman Cook. Here is the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Oh, boy. Got him chasing outside that strike zone for a count now. 0-2. Boy, I tell you, you don't want to ever get caught doing that. Manager will tell you something. Yep. High in the air. Mondu under it. Makes the grab. And that is out number 2.
Batting, third baseman, Chavez.
So that'll bring in Franier Chavez. He was that solo home run in the first inning. Pretty good for him as he comes on in. He swings after it and misses. It's 0-1. Boy, tell you one thing. Always a thing about it when you come in and you get in and you start swinging and missing, and then you know, oh dear, 0-2 the count. That's even worse. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chavez as he comes on in. And that one is the count now, 1-2. Now in a deeper hole. Here's the pitch. And that one high in the air. Left fielder Murphy looks at it. And that one will go out of play, foul. 1-2. Swing and a miss. They get him down. So a 1-2-3 half inning. Side retired. Boy, not too shabby for Omar Cruz. And we go to the 4th inning now. Frisco leads it 1-0. So now we head to the 4th. Here is center fielder Kai Roberts. 0-1, a fly out. Sun going down on this Saturday night. That one yanked foul. 0-1. 2 teams conclude this series tomorrow evening. 7:05 first pitch. It is Bark in the Park Sunday here in Frisco. They stay home to take on Wichita for a 6-game set. Then off to Northwest Arkansas. Boy, the Naturals taking on San Antonio and Frisco. It'll be San Antonio for a 6-game series, then Frisco in North. Oh, looky there. Where's that one going? That one hits the pole. It is fair, and that ties up the game. And that one by Kai Roberts. Wow. So you were talking about, well, where Northwest Arkansas was going to be and who they were playing, and boy, that'd be pretty good. Yep, they have a 6 games in San Antonio, then Springdale, Arkansas right after that. Taking on the Frisco RoughRiders. That one is down and fair into center field. And that'll bring in a runner on base, which that is pretty good for San Antonio. Romeo Sanabria coming in now. Here's the pitch to him. And that one's going to be lined right there. That is fair. That's a base hit. And he is ahead of the throw. Now first and third. And man, San Antonio looked like they could win this one here tonight. Yeah, they look like they could. A base hit after a base hit. Just need a ground ball to score him in or get a lot of these runners at home. Yep. That's a big goal right there for San Antonio there, Bobby. Indeed it is. 1 ball, no strikes to Braden Carpathios. He swings after it, goes down chasing 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, first and third, nobody out. That's a curveball swinging 1-2. Boy, just tell you one thing, San Antonio had 2 knocks in this one, plus the solo shot by Kai Roberts. And oh man, he bobbled it. And that's going to score in the run. Now first and second, nobody out. Boy, tell you one thing, something you don't want to do is misplay the baseball, which apparently that's what the second baseman did. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes as third baseman Clay Dungan. Boy, Frisco now in trouble, giving up 2 runs already here in this half inning. And here's the pitch. Outside, 2-0. Boy, if he misses 2 more times out of that strike zone, you guarantee he loads up the bases right here, right now. Yeah, Bobby, he would probably do that. That one high and foul. 2-1. Here's the offering. And that one ricochet foul, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 offering. And that one's going to be foul. So still hanging on is the designated hitter, Dungan. And the pitch, swing and a miss. They got him down on the strikeout. And that is the first one for Lindro Lopez. And now here is designated hitter, Cason Wells. Called him Cassian Wells, but I don't think that would be right either. That one high in the air up to left field, out number 2. Well, San Antonio leads this game by a run. It's 2-1 here in the 4th. Boy, Frisco should have got an error on the play out there to second base. Yeah, but apparently they didn't get that one, and so far, I'll tell you one thing, just rough around the edges. That one out of play, foul, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2-2 out here in the 4th. That one foul, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 offering. And that one's going to be right there. Line drive. That is through for a hit. Runner from second comes home and scores in. They throw to third. They can't get him. And now San Antonio scores in their 3rd run of the ball game. Man, pretty good right there for a straight shot down the chute for a center field base hit. And now first and third, and Castañon comes up now. That is good to know there, Bubby. No balls, one strike, 0 for 1, a fly out to the second baseman, Castañon. San Antonio 3-1 here in the fourth. First and third, 2 away in the game. High in the air, now to play. That is 0-2. Here's the pitch. Outside for the ball. Trey Subak and Dan Acker starting to warm up in the Frisco bullpen. One ball, 2 strikes to Castañon. Here's the pitch to him. Outside again. Now taking it 2-2. Here's the pitch. And that one right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. And that is scoring another run. Man, San Antonio now plating 4 this half inning. I think that pitcher, Leandro Lopez, is losing confidence, but the manager is not too surprised about his pitching performance. Now Francisco Acuna will step in. 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. San Antonio leading by 3. It's now 4-1 here in the fourth. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Well, do they stop the bleeding here or what? Now you have first and second again here this half inning. And pretty good right there. Force out the second, and they will indefinitely do that, as that will be the side retired. San Antonio comes in, sends 6 men to the plate. 4 of them scores on 6 hits, no errors, and we go bottom of 4. San Antonio leading it. It's 4-1 Missions. Pablo Guerrero will lead it off for the Frisco RoughRiders when we come back. Well, as we were on break, I tell you one thing, them darn smoke detectors went off once again. But now we go now to the bottom of the half of the fourth inning for the Frisco RoughRiders, as we lead off with Pablo Guerrero against Omar Cruz. 4-5-6, ground ball straight away to the second baseman, Castañon. Throws down to Romeo Sanabria, and that is out number one.
Left fielder, number 19.
Well, left fielder Quincy Scott is on the mound. Or on the plate. What do you keep calling that? On the mound, on the plate and stuff. Boy, that one is high fly in the air up to the left field area. It is gone. And Frisco getting a run back by Quincy Scott. But still trailing this ball game by just 2. And San Antonio continues this 4-2 showdown. So yes, I was going to answer your question there, Bobby. Why do I call one guy being on the mound when there's already a guy out there? Just get confused between the mound and the batter's box, I guess, but that's okay. I work on it. Keith Jones, the second, comes in. Puts that one in the chute. It's 0-1. 0 for 1 strikeout here tonight. Don't forget, Sunday will be the last game between the two ball clubs. San Antonio will wear their road grays. Frisco will wear their queso uniforms. And then Thursday and Friday next week wearing quesos against the Wichita Wind Surge. And yes, there goes that stinking fire alarm again. All right, so yeah, we're going to have a little delayment until that thing stops. And you can literally hear that thing just outside the door. Well, probably going to have to put a work order in there. Well, if it doesn't stop, I go to HEB and get some batteries for that darn thing, and I'll make it stop. But yes, we'll be in the little fire alarm. Yeah, little fire alarm delay, so we'll be... Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. I don't think nothing is burning. Yeah, those smoke alarms just need a good old battery change. Well, there we go. Spoke too soon right there. And batteries just wear out in time, but yeah. Well, I think that will pretty much do. Hopefully those... Oh, there you go. You just had to say something right there. Oh, shush it, Bob. Well, we're going to be in the little fire alarm delay. We'll be right back here in this one. All right, well, I think that is going to do it. Hopefully those fire alarms don't come back on. That's like the third time in the evening they make noise. Yeah. Well, anyway, a base hit to center field, and now here is Marcus Lee Sang as he comes in. And the runner's going. High in the air, up to left field. That is foul. Battery's getting pretty weak, I bet you, on those fire alarms. That one high in the air, straightaway left field, and that one's carrying at the wall as he makes the grab. Left fielder Kai Murphy runs it down for out number 2.
Catcher, number 4.
But a 66 percentage on the four-seam fastball for strikes for Omar Cruz. Really good pitch performance here tonight. Here is Julian Bracco for 1, a fly out. That one's a ground ball right there. That is fair. And boy, I tell you one thing, now first and second tying run is at first. Now the tie-breaking run coming up to the plate now.
Stop. Number 3.
And that'll bring in the shortstop, Theo Hardy. High pop up, straightaway center. And they will tightrope out of danger here as that will be the side retired. Quincy Scott getting a home run in this half inning, but still trailing a run, or 2 runs, I should say. So 2-run trail for Frisco as San Antonio leads this one 4-2. Pretty good right there. 5th inning coming up for San Antonio. Right now, the Riders Baseball Network. Here's center fielder Kai Roberts. Roberts was 1 for 2. He had a solo shot. That one he pushes foul. 0-1. Halfway through the game here this evening. And that one is foul. 0-2. Boy, just to tell you one thing, a pretty good night indeed, as on a Saturday night it gets nice and dark. 2-2 the count. Two balls, 2 strikes. That one right there, ground ball. Diving stop by the shortstop. He gets no. He does not get him. Now that will be a base hit for an infield single. Boy, and now the first baseman bobbled it. That ball was right out of his glove. And here comes the Riders manager, as that's going to do for Lindro Lopez, as he will be out of the ball game after the previous play. So now they'll turn it over to a bullpen. The right-hander Trey Supak coming in. Scouting report at 96 to a 4-seam slider, changeup, a curveball. Looking pretty good for the Frisco RoughRiders. As Trey Supak now pitching for the Riders. Kai Murphy will step in and greet him face-to-face. 0-1 the count, 1-for-1 single by Murphy. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch right there, a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. San Antonio leading the game, only 2 runs ahead of Frisco in the 5th. And the pitch right there, that is high in the air, up to left field. And that is out number 1. You're probably going to have to change that smoke detector battery out, because it ain't going to stop doing that unless if you get something going. Oh, I know. I think the battery gets weak. That's why we hear it outside our main door. So if you want to help me after the ball game tonight, I do have batteries in the drawer. I thought maintenance was in charge of that. No. I changed out the last set of batteries, so apparently I could put in a brand new battery and it'll make that thing shush. Or it'll make that thing shut up. Because it keeps squealing like a pig and stuff. Well, the thing doesn't go oink. Oh, you're funny there, Bobby. Did you wish it did? Yeah. Oink, oink. What if a smoke detector actually sounded like that? Oh, that would be weird. It'd be a oink detector. Your oink detector. Oh, you're funny there, Johnny. Hey, you come up with some really wacky doodle jokes and stuff. Well, hey, we got to be funny while we're in the booth here. A oink detector. You're funny. Well, Braden Carpathios coming in now is 0-1 the count. 1 for 2, RBI single in the fourth. I bet a lot of fans there in San Antonio just started laughing about that. They're like, what's a oink detector? Well, it's a smoke detector. It sounds like a pig. So we would be like, oink, oink. Yeah. Right there to third in time for out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman.
Well, the third baseman comes in. Clay Dungan, the third baseman, 0 for 2 with strikeout and a pop out. Beautiful evening here in Frisco as nighttime sets in, and that's going to be a line drive base hit to straightaway center, and that's going to plate in a run from second, and now San Antonio scores in a new run. Now Frisco trailing by 3. Ouch. Well, that's going to bring in the next batter here is Cassian Wells. Here's the pitch outside for the ball, 1-0. 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out to Wells. One ball and no strikes. And that one foul. Here's a 1-1 right there, and that is through for a base hit. Runner headed home, and he scores in. Now a 4-run lead for San Antonio. And that is 2 runs given up on the insurance by the 7-hole hitter, Cason Wells. Here is Oswaldo Linares as he comes in. We'll take that one foul. It's 0-1. 1 for 2, RBI single in the fourth. Here's the 0-1 offering. Outside for a ball, 1-1. San Antonio 6-2 here in the fifth. First and third, 2 away. And that one's going to be driven up nicely. That'll plate in another run. Make it 5 now.
Now batting, second baseman.
Jeez Louise, and is this going to end or what? Well, I don't know there, Bobby, but most evidently, after giving up 3 runs here in this half inning, now San Antonio leading 7-2. 5-run lead ahead of Frisco, and that one's going to be out of play, 0-1. Well, the San Antonio defense is really coming in pretty nicely tonight. They are playing offensively. 4 in the fourth inning, 3 here in this half inning, and that one's going to be outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one gloved to the third baseman for the out, and that will do it. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 aboard. And we go now to the bottom of the 5th inning. San Antonio leads this one 7-2.
Leading off.
Bottom half of the fifth as right fielder Yason Morabel comes in. Omar Cruz now up for his bottom half of the fifth inning for the San Antonio Missions. Here's the 0-1. And that one ricochet foul, 0-2. Boy, Frisco has a lot of work to make up. Now they sure do. That one fouled off, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. And they go down for the first out. Second baseman Casey Cook coming to the plate now. 0 for 2 and 2 pop outs. Here's the pitch. That one high in the air, straightaway center. And Kai Roberts gets under it, makes the play. That's out number 2.
Now batting,
Third baseman Frenier Chavez is a 1 for 2. He had a home run, an RBI in this ball game. And the pitch. And that one is in for a strike, 0-1. Okay, so they will overturn it. Now a 1-0 count. Strike has been reverted to a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 for 2 is Frenier Chavez. He'll foul that one off, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one foul, 1-2. 1-2 offering.
Nope, ball 2.
Outside ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. It'd be a productive inning for San Antonio. That one ricochet off the wall. It's still holding on, 2-2. That one squared high in the air, straightaway left field. Murphy has his back to the wall as he makes the play, and that is the half inning coming to an end. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for the RoughRiders. We head to the 6th inning. San Antonio leads this game 7-2. Well, halfway here through tonight as we get ready for the bottom half, or top half of the 6th inning. But anyway, nice home runs coming in for San Antonio. So far, just a pretty good one indeed. Boy, Scott delivers that one. And he had a pretty good home run on top of that one. Francisco Acuna leads off the top half of the 6th inning for San Antonio. As we show you your line score on screen. Always a good thing. We always show that. We will always show that to everybody. Tell you what the score is. And so far the scoreboard displays the score. It always has. I mean, it has been that for decades. High in the air, straightaway center. That is out number 1. 1 out here to follow up this top half of the 6th inning. And here's center fielder Kai Roberts. 2 for 3, home run, single RBI, and 2 runs. Here's the pitch. That one high in the air. Running after it is the center fielder. And he gets it in time for out number 2. Left fielder Kai Murphy coming to the plate now. Just a pretty good 5-run lead for the Missions here tonight. High in the air up to left field, and that is out number 3. And we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning coming up. 4, 5, and 6 due up as you see the 3 right here. And we'll be ready to go here in this one. So Pablo Guerrero will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th when we come back. Well, just about ready to start the bottom of the sixth right now on the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Pablo Guerrero leads it off, 4-5-6, due up against Omar Cruz. And the pitch is high fly in the air, straightaway left field. The left fielder gets in the foul territory as Kai Murphy gets there. Makes the play. And oh my goodness, hear that? We're going to have to go into another smoke detector delay. Most definitely, I will be going to HEB this evening. But we don't have any batteries? I checked in that drawer over there, Bobby. I didn't see any. Oh, okay. Well, we could go together, go get the batteries, and we get that one smoke detector changed out. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, goodness gracious me. So, yes, smoke detector going off, as you can hear it right now. We are going to go into a smoke detector delay. Guess that's the main objective for this evening is make sure that all those smoke detectors don't be doing that all night long. It'd be waking people up. Yeah, that is for sure. All right, we are going to continuously to be in a smoke detector delay. Yeah, so we will be into that smoke detector delay. So we'll be right back here at RoughRiders Baseball. Yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, I guess we're all good now. So we lead off with Quincy Scott. One out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Yes, do apologize about the smoke detectors going off. We'll most definitely get those worked on. Right there, ground ball to Mondu. Flips it across to Sanabria. And that is out number 2.
Now batting, designated hitter.
Boy, that fire detector or smoke detector alarm is just annoying. All right, again, a smoke detector alarm is going off. So that means, again, we're going to have to go into smoke detector delay. I wish that thing would just be quiet until the ball game ends, and, well, so far, pretty good. All right, we're back here on the show as we continue this baseball game. Keith Jones, the second, comes in. We'll take that one out for a ball, and the count now 1-0. Do you remember that one time when somebody actually pulled the fire alarm system? Oh, yeah, I remember. Somebody did that, and it delayed the ball game for at least a while. Fire marshals came in, and they're wondering, what the heck, what's going on? There was no fire or anything. Somebody pulled that fire alarm. Don't know who that was, but most evidently somebody did. Well, that will do for the half inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Frisco. As we go to the 7th inning, San Antonio leads this one 7-2.
Now pitching,
Well, Rough Riders will turn it over to the bullpen as Dan Acker is on the mound for the Riders. As we get going here in this one.
Leading off, first baseman, number 93.
Romeo Sanabria coming in now as he gets ready to go. And here is the pitch. Ricochet foul, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. High in the air, up to left field. The left fielder will run it down, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, right fielder, number 22.
That's going to bring in Braden Carpathios next. Here's the windup and delivery. Swing and a miss, a slider. It's 0-1.
Ball 1.
And that's outside for the ball. It's 1-1.
Strike.
And that's in for a strike. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside, 2-2. Two and two offering. That one high in the air, up to left field. Under it is the left fielder, makes the play. And that is out number 2.
Clay Dungan.
Clay Dungan coming in now, 1 for 3, single RBI and a run. Here's the pitch. And that one is pelted. That's deep to center. Watch it fly. It is gone. And the solo shot for Clay Dungan puts another run on the board. Now a 6-run lead for San Antonio. And boy, the Mission's doing really well. Yeah, they sure are. That one was up to straightaway center. And, yep, he couldn't get it as that was out of here. No doubt about it. And now the Mission score in a run here in this half of the 7th inning. Kason Wells coming in as he hits that one high in the air. Out of play, foul, 0-1. 1 for 3, RBI single in the 5th inning. No balls, 1 strike. Back to the mound. Throw him out at first. Ends the half inning. Clay Dungan getting in, and boy, he powers that one up to the center field area. And that's now a San Antonio Missions lead, 8-2. Bottom of the 7th inning now. Here's center fielder Marcus Lee Sang, 0 for 2 with strikeout and a flyout. Wind up and the pitch.
Yes.
And that's in for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. And that one is outside. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. High in the air, straight away. Left field is getting after it in foul territory
Now batting.
as he makes the grab for the out. And now Julian Brock, 1 for 2 single. Omar Cruz doing really good. This will be his last half inning in work. That's a base hit to right field, and no 1-out single for Julian Brock.
Now batting. The shortstop. Number
Shortstop is Theo Hardy as he comes in.
Up.
Take in a strike. It's 0-1. 0 for 2, fly out and a line out for Hardy. No balls, 1 strike.
Ball 1.
And that one is outside for the ball, 1-1. 1-1 offering. That one is high in the air. That one drifting out of play. It's foul. Here's a 1-2 offering. And that one's going to be line for the base hit all the way to the wall. And that's going to play it in a run, it looks. And Frisco gets one back. It's now a 5-run lead for San Antonio, but still trailing the RoughRiders. Frisco trails 5 runs. So pretty good one as the RBI double comes in. Here's Jason Morabel. Takes that one as it swings and misses. It's 0-1. 1 for 3 single here tonight for the Frisco RoughRiders. And the pitch is right there and in for a strike. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one foul. 0-2. 0-2. And that's a swing and a miss. And they're 2 down.
Second baseman, number 21.
Well, the runner's still holding on there at second base. Here's Casey Cook now. 0 for 3. Bob out in the first inning. The pitch.
Strike 1.
Right there and in for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes.
Strike.
And in for strike 2. Boy, just powering those fastballs in is Omar Cruz. Down to the final strike on the mound as he made his performance tonight. Could be the winner on the mound if he holds up this ball game. 5-run lead for San Antonio. Bobby, I think he would get the W. Most definitely. 0-2, right there, not a play, foul, 0-2. Still hanging on is Casey Cook. The pitch. Swing and a miss, they got him. And that ends the half inning. But Theo Hardy getting a run back as now we head for the 8th inning. San Antonio leads at 8-3 as we go top half of the 8th inning for the San Antonio Missions. We'll be right back here in this one. All right, we're back with more Frisco RoughRiders baseball right here on the show. Top half of the 8th inning set to go. 5-run lead for San Antonio as we lead it off Oswaldo Linares.
Ball.
That one outside, 1 ball, no strikes, 8,498. Tonight in attendance here for the RoughRiders ball game tonight, which that one is pretty cool. 1-1. Boy, so far, the 2027 schedule
No, that's a ball.
now online. So make sure y'all check that out. Gonna be a interesting new year for everybody. Here's 2-2. And that one is out of play, foul. Would say this would be the first of the last 5 in this big, huge season. That one high fly in the air straight away. Right field has it, out number 1.
Now batting.
Yeah, just to tell you one thing there, Johnny, it's going to be a pretty good off season too when all of us get there and we all have fun. And, you know, it'd be boring and stuff without these boys playing. Well, you know, you can't play baseball during the fall months because,
Now batting.
you know, everybody plays April through September only. And, you know, pretty much that's all it is. Yep. It's been like that for years. Well, decades even. Well, Dan Acker is out of this ball game as that will pretty much do for him. And so far they will once again turn it over to the bullpen. A new right-handed reliever, Aiden Curry, is out on the mound for the Riders. And so far, just looking pretty good. 4-seam curveball, slider, circle change, and a cutter. Getting in. Here is the first pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. 0 for 4. Flied out in the first inning by Acuna. And here is the pitch. That one fouled off. It's 0-2. Bottom half of the 8th inning coming up. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. And that one is driven up nicely. That is deep to left field, and it is carrying. It is gone. Boy, that was hard hit. San Antonio scores in a run by Francisco Acuna. And now it's 9-3, leading by 6. Boy, really good as, boy, now Aiden Curry just giving up on that one. He is not happy that he gave up that one lone run. Now San Antonio getting ready to probably win it really good. That one's going to be lined right there. That is through for the base hit. So a 2-out single continues the half inning here in Frisco.
Ty Murphy.
Guy Murphy coming in now as he'll lead it off. 10th run for San Antonio at first base already. And that one is yanked foul, 0-1. Boy, San Antonio in the 4th inning. But 4 runs in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 2 single in the 7th and 8th innings.
Strike 2.
What's that right there? Pretty good. Alexis Diaz now warming up in the Frisco bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, or 2 outs. Runner at first. Skied high in the air, straightaway center. Center fielder makes the play, ends the half inning. But San Antonio shortstop Francisco Acuna will get that one high in the air and driven it nicely into the night sky. 9-3, the score. Bottom of the 8th inning, here's third baseman Frenier Chavez. 1 for 3, a home run.
Chavez.
And San Antonio now takes it
Now
for the new start in the bullpen as Jamie hit as he comes in relief. 97 on the 4-seam, sinker, changeup, slurve, and a cutter coming in towards the scouting report of the reliever, Jamie Hit. Here's the pitch. That one ricochet foul, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And right there in the strike zone, it's 0-2. That one foul. 0-2.
Nope, ball 1.
Outside, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. That one is high in the air, driven nicely, and that's going to be a base hit. That'll be a double for Frenier Chavez.
now batting. First base.
Boy, 6-run lead for San Antonio. RoughRiders have a 6-run trail to catch up. Could this just be the beginning or what? It could be.
Hey!
In now is Pablo Guerrero, 1 for 3 single as he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that one's going to be high fly in the air, up to right field. Tagging up, here comes the runner. They almost got him on the play.
Now batting. Left fielder.
But boy, that could have been an easy out. And it could have been a double play for 2. Now leading it off is Quincy Scott. As he comes in, hits that one right there, but that'll score in the run safely aboard. And he got there to first base safely. Little too late to receive the ball for Francisco Acuna. Now that'll make the game 9-4, as now a 5-run lead for San Antonio continues to remain intact. Here's Keith Jones the second as he takes in a strike at 0-1. 1 for 3 of the evening with a single. Keith Jones the second, 1 for 3. No balls, 1 strike. Right there in the chute, it's 0-2. Pretty good right there. Is getting in and making something going, which that is pretty good. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Right there, a swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. Out number 2.
Marcus Lee Sang.
Marcus Lee Sang comes in. Two outs, runner at first here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that one out of play, foul, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike.
Ball inside.
Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count now. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes.
No, that's a
Outside, 2-2. Two offering. Fouls that one off. Still hanging on. 2-2. Boy, just continuing to foul them off as he tries to get on. One more time. And foul. One way to confuse a relief pitcher on the mound for San Antonio. Yeah, for sure. 2-2. Again, a swing and a miss. Boy, Marcus Lee Sang loses the battle, goes down on strike 3, and it ends the half inning. We go now to the top of the 9th, and it's 9-4 here in this one. We'll be right back as we get things started for the 9th inning for San Antonio when we come back here from the break. Well, we're about set to go for the top half of the 9th inning for San Antonio, right now on the RoughRiders Baseball Network. Romeo Sanabria coming in now as we lead off the 9th. 4-5-6 due up against Aiden Curry. That one high flying in the air. And that one drifting foul, 0-1. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. That one driven up nicely deep to center, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Sanabria picks up a no-out double
Number 20.
on the base hit. And so far, really good for him. Braden Carpathios next up. The pitch. High pop up, straightaway center. No chance to advance. And that will be out number 1 on the play.
Clay Dungan.
Third baseman Clay Dungan was thinking that Nate Mondu was out there, but I don't think he was out in this game tonight. That goes right to the center field area for the out.
Designated hitter. Number 12.
Designated hitter is Casson Wells. We would definitely have to look if he's in the roster. No balls and 1 strike, the count now. And the pitch right there. And up to third. That ends the inning as he gets him out at first. So no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left as we go now to the bottom of the 9th. It's 9-4 here in this one.
Leading off.
Julian Brock, 2 for 3, 2 singles. A run comes in to score in for Frisco. Takes that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. 3 outs. Or Frisco gets defeated here tonight. And that one is the count now, 0-2. Don't forget our 2 teams will continue one last time tomorrow evening. On our first pitch at 7:05 against San Antonio. That one right there and out of play. But nope, not out of play. Correction.
Number 3.
That will be up to the right or center fielder. Theo Hardy coming in now.
Strike one.
And that one's in for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. 1 man down, nobody on for Frisco, and that one out of play, 0-2. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And 2 down left. And 1 more to go. Here is right fielder Yaisen Morabel.
Number 6.
1 for 4 single. Most definitely will be working on those smoke detectors today. High in the air up to the left fielder. And San Antonio takes a W. Very job well done to work as a team. And these boys tonight did the justice here. They served it nice and warm. Boy, that manager for Frisco is not happy. Now that is a 2-win streak here for San Antonio, 9-4. Omar Cruz getting the W, and so far, pretty good. Well, anyway, missions now move up to 54 and 59. We'll give you final scores in just a second. Frisco now 60 and 52, tied up evenly with Amarillo. And San Antonio, still a long way to go to catch up against Frisco and Amarillo. But that right there, just not good at all when you literally have to get in that one. Well, anyway, got to say a pretty good night indeed. As that wraps up tonight's ball games. And yes, we'll go around and show you final scores on a Saturday night. And so far, pretty good. All right, Corpus Christi winning 10-6. The final. Northwest Arkansas shuts down 3-0 against Springfield. Arkansas takes a 6-2 victory against Tulsa. San Antonio 9-4. And Amarillo wins it by a run. Final score 10-9 there at Water Ridge Field. Well, for all of us, we hope that y'all have a good night. And yes, we need to work on smoke detectors tonight, because evidently that thing could go off again and just loud and obnoxious as we go on. But anyway, hope y'all have a good rest of your evening. Final score, San Antonio 9-4 against Frisco. So have a good night.